And last but not least, the most important key is that you actually do need to get started. For the 25% of you that don't currently have a site with us, you need to take that first initial step. If you sit on your idea for a year, 2 years, waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity to launch your website, somebody else may have come along and swooped it right out from under your feet.
And I want to say something. Today is actually the best time to start an online business. There are so many tools and resources available for you to start your business compared to, let's say, 5, 10 years ago. 5, 10 years ago, you may really had to invest a lot of money to hire a developer and things like that. But today, it really is. There's so many turnkey solutions out there. Brilliant Directories is one of them, and you can really very inexpensively compared to hiring a developer for tens of thousands of dollars get your idea off the ground, prove your concept, maybe try it out for a month, see if you get any free members to sign up in the first place without really investing too much of your time and energy. A lot of times I hear people say that, yeah, I've had this idea for 2 or 3 years. Well, that's great because now you found the solution that can help you get your idea off the ground. And honestly, it's really easy to get your foot in the door and start your site. And if it doesn't work out, it really is a nominal investment to at least give yourself the opportunity to try the dream that you've had in mind for this, the length of the 2 or 3 years you've been thinking about it. So start your site, take a proactive approach. We believe in you. There's a lot of people out there who can support you with your idea. And honestly, in today's day and age, there's so many tools and resources that there's no excuse to not develop the digital idea that you have to get online.
So now let's go over some of the common mistakes that we want to avoid in order to gain more members. So just to recap, what we don't want to do is over customize our website and clutter our homepage. We want to keep it simple, have a clean design. We also don't want to have too many membership levels or too many categories. We want to make the job for our visitors easy. Tell them exactly what it is we want them to do, whether it be search for something on our site or to join our website. And we want to limit their choices, make the choice easy for them. We also want to use really high quality images like we talked about before. That goes along with having a really nice, clean design. And overall, just keep it really simple.
Another thing is you don't want to shoot for perfection. I learned that there's a 70 or 80% rule for things where, especially when you're doing website design, there is no such thing as perfection. Even Facebook today is evolving their website every day. If they didn't launch Facebook until the way it is today, it would have never gotten launched. So you have to start somewhere. Don't shoot for perfection. Shoot for, and I know it sounds contradictory, but shoot for good enough for your members to join your site, good enough to get your site to a marketable stage.
And that doesn't mean it needs to stay at that point. You can evolve over time. Just get it to a good point where you can initially launch.
And this is one of my favorite ones is don't obsess over competitors. Your competitors have probably been in business for a longer time. They've probably have more money to invest because they have a proven business model. So when you're starting your website, don't think that you need all the bells and whistles that your competitors have just to get started. Again, you want to just start with the basics of to get to a point where members can sign up. A lot of people come to us and they say, I want my website to be exactly like Gumtree or LinkedIn
Or Yellow Pages, Craigslist, things like that.
And while we do offer a turnkey solution that can get you 80 to 90% there out of the box, don't obsess over that 10% and don't not launch your site because you don't have exactly what your competitors do. Focus on your unique selling proposition and what's going to make you different from your competitors.
Also, we don't want to use confusing verbiage. This is, again, going with keeping everything simple. And last but not least, you don't want to have to rely on others. It's ultimately you that needs to take the action, and it's your dream that you wanna fulfill. And so just take the leap of faith and go ahead and launch your website. Rely on yourself. Believe in yourself.
That's right. We have one more poll. These polls are so much fun. Um, Based on the 8 keys that we spoke about, we have a few here. If you can choose, there's 5 options here. Which one of these 5 options do you think are most important to you as far as the 8 keys for maximizing member signups. And there are no wrong answers here. This is just what you think would be better for your industry, or what's something you think you can improve on out of these 5 choices here. So if we can get everyone to vote, we have about half the people voted in. If you can just choose the option that you think is most important to you, or you think you should improve on your own existing website. So 18% said that a clean and simple design is the most important. 31% said clear messaging and call to action are important. I would personally agree with that one as well, and that got the most votes, 31%. 7% said that easy membership packages are the most important. 16% voted for a free membership option, and 29%, which was the second highest, ranked targeting industry icons was the most important.
And I would have to agree with that. If you go right out of the gate targeting industry icons and your website isn't up to snuff, you don't have that clear messaging and those clear call to actions, ultimately it's probably not going to pay off for you.
That's right. If before you start investing in any type of marketing, you want to make sure that your website has that clear messaging. There's no point in investing $100,000 into Google ads if your website doesn't have clear messaging, because the people who come are going to get lost. So you should always do tests with your friends and family, have them come to the site, have them give you feedback about, does this make sense? Would you know what to do if you came to this website? Once you know you have a good flow and navigation of where you're directing people on your website, then you want to invest in marketing, because anything you invest in marketing is going to result in a certain percent of sign up and conversions on your website for members. And as promised,
you can get your free download of this webinar as well as a free strategy guide worksheet over at brilliantdirectories.com/webinar1. These are free downloads. You don't need to give us your email address or anything. And really go ahead, download the strategy guide worksheet. It's a PDF, and go through it, fill out the questions. This can really help to act as a roadmap to help you implement some of these changes into your website or into your marketing tactics.
Absolutely. So what we'd like to do now is kind of turn it over to some questions and answers. And for that 25% who's joining us who don't have their own membership or directory website online now, we invite you to try a 100% 14-day free trial of the Brilliant Directories platform to see if it's a good match for the idea that you have in mind.